Dire team ban.
Alright, hello and welcome to FMVP Dota's cast of CEVO Season 2, Week 7. We've got Phantoms.ESports going up against North American Meepo pickers, who apparently don't even pick Meepo, so it's a little upsetting. Maybe we see him, maybe we don't. We're doing the draft here first, as you might notice, NA Meepo pickers without a fifth, so we're going to do the draft and then remake all pick and then pick up the heroes. But anyway, picks and bans underway, so NA Meepo pickers, we'll just call them Meepo pickers. They ban out that Visage first, taking their second ban now, and then we'll have the first pick coming off of that, so we'll see what they would like to go for. Maybe a defensive tri-lane as they take out the Visage, scared of the strong tri-lane versus tri-lane potential that comes out of Visage with the long-range Soul Assumption nuke. Does so much. Visage, a First Blood, and kill-stealing machine. And then on the side of Phantoms.ESports, we've got the Batrider. He's already been taken out. No surprise there. 100% pick ban rate hero. I guess I can't say 100%. You see him occasionally. 98% pick ban rate hero at pretty much all levels of play when you're playing the captain's mode. And then Wisp taken out as well. So Phantoms, the standard. We have a second pick banning. They take out Bat. They take out Wisp. Don't want to be forced into really careful play, can't get picked off by that Wisp or that Batrider. Lone Druid here taken out, everyone picking so fast. I swear to God, in CEVO, it's always a race. But the Lone Druid here taken out by NA Meepo pickers. Just worried about that Lone Druid potential. Who knows, maybe there's an Admiral Bulldog up on Phantoms.ESports who just really knows that hero. And also they just don't want to play against it. Offers a lot of push and a lot of carry. Phantoms.ESports though, they pick up the Treant with a Weaver. So Weaver going to be a tower diving machine throughout this game with that Saguchi living armor blocking tower damage, doing a ton of damage is the Weaver with that Geminate attack. Maybe dive in some supports later on in the game. We'll see. It's going to be kind of annoying to deal with and hard to kill a Weaver who's already somewhat hard to kill, and a bit of a natural Nakes counter with Saguchi. It purges off the open wounds from the Lifestealer, so it makes Weaver a pretty good pickup from that, which we saw a lot and actually originated in CEVO Season 1 pretty much thanks to Envision Gaming throughout that season. They picked it up as the Nakes counter, and it really worked out for them. And then we see NA Meepo pickers here with the Outworld Devourer, so OD most likely going to go in that mid lane. Let's see if Phantoms can react with a pick that does counter that. But before we get into that, let's check out the extra or the other bans that have come out. Nyx Assassin taken out, Razor taken out. Razor, a known OD counter. He does well in the laning phase, but I'm not convinced he brings much later on after that. I mean, the Ags is nice if you go for that. It takes him a while to get going in terms of dealing damage support, but you need to tank up if you're going to get that Ag so that you can live and run around through the fight. But his E, which does damage when you attack him, so you do 130 damage at rank 4 of Razor's E, whatever the hell it's called, whenever OD Astral imprisonments you, and then you also have the static link to take that damage, right-click damage off of OD early on in the laning phase. And then Darkseer and Shadow Demon banned out here. Why the Darkseer? Just a strong offlaner. Doesn't really do amazing against Weaver if that would be the one-on-one matchup they find, and it doesn't do amazing against Tree if that's the laning one-on-one matchup, just because Tree can last it so well at the towers if Darkseer decides to creep skip, but maybe just scared of that teamfight potential with the Sanity's Eclipse from OD, the wall vacuum and whatnot, and the SD banned out. And here's what I was hoping I would see. Phantoms.ESports, they pick up the Kunkka. That Tidebringer is so good against OD in the lane. He can put Kunkka under, steal his int, but Kunkka, a strength hero, doesn't affect his last hitting, doesn't reduce his damage towards creep. And then Tidebringer, a spell that costs absolutely no mana to be able to harass. As long as you're facing the right way, OD's going to take a beating, and it's actually a pretty interesting lane. I saw yesterday in the Man Up tournament, the Man Up 2.0 by Southpaw Gaming, I saw Kunkka do work against an OD. So we'll see what happens this game on the side of Phantoms. As NA Meepo pickers, it looks like we finally caught up in the draft. NA Meepo picker, NA Meepo pickers here with their third pick. Let's see what it's going to be. They got their mid more than likely, and they've got their carry. Potentially a solo safe Nyx if they want to go aggro, but banning out the Visage early on, it makes me think they don't really want to go aggro, but who knows, anything can happen. And with that Kunkka pick, maybe they even want to put OD in a different solo lane against that Kunkka. So they pick up the Bane. It's great against Weaver with that Enfeeble and also the Fiend's Grip to lock him in place, and it also denies the Bane pick from Phantom.ESports. They'd have that Nightmare Torrent combo, which would be a pretty good one. and then also saves their lifestealer from being fiend swept and enfeebled also. So a pretty quality pickup, and we'll see how it works out for them. Also going to be pretty annoying in the team fights. They got Astral Imprisonment and Nightmare, so a whole lot of disabled to make any fight really a 5-on-3 for a little bit. Bit of a Dota 2 power play, if you will. If anyone watches hockey, I don't know.
Reserve time.
And then Phantoms.ESports here, going for their 4th pickup. So they've more than likely got their mid, or at least the hero they want to match against OD. We could be looking at either Weaver or a Treant as an offlane. They could be together in a defensive tri-lane, but I guess Weaver could also offlane or Treant could offlane. So I don't know. They've got a bit of leeway on whatever lane they may or may not go to. So we'll just have to wait until the game forms to see that, as we are still waiting here for this 4th pick. And if anyone is wondering, we have been informed that Forever Milton is actually Asway. So it is the standard Phantoms lineup right here as their 4th pick. Going to be that Windrunner. Another potential offlane hero. Can also support in the tri-lane, which we've been seeing a lot more of mid Windrunners and support Windrunners, or even carry Windrunners, as she's kind of shut down in the offlane these days. Most teams have figured out how to play against her for quite a few months now. I mean, Darkseer, or not Darkseer, excuse me, Shadow Demon, pretty good, baiting out that Windrun, OD, remaining. Bane, they all can really do it, and once that Windrun is out, she's really got nothing. But, I mean, she's still a good offlaner, given the right laning setup that she's going against. So we'll see what she goes into. Again, Phantoms.ESports have a lot of ambiguity in their draft right now. I think they could do quite a few things, but we'll see what they decide to do once the game gets going. And now it's the 4th pick for North American Meepo pickers here. They're going to go with the Nature's Prophet, so possibly a jungle right away. Probably going to go offlane, try to get one pull or 1 or 2 pulls with the Nature's Call. The Treant spawned up, pull that creep wave, disrupt the farm a little bit from the carry, get a couple levels off of it, and then maybe just head into the jungle. Or if it's a one-on-one matchup, maybe he decides to stay. We'll see what the Nature's Prophet will do this game. But I never think, with the Nature's Prophet, it brings so much late game, so much split push. You're able to punish mistakes that Phantom.ESports might make throughout this game with any split push from the Nature's Prophet. So we'll see how they decide to lane it. I don't think abandoning it is the right choice, because you can definitely get a pull or 2 off with the Treants and then just hit the jungle, get that fast level, fast Midas, and then throw down some ganks with the teleportation, and then Wrath of Nature can even pick up some kills, or at least assists for Nature's Prophet, get him bankrolling a little bit.
5 seconds
and then the
remaining.
5th round of, or not the 5th round of bans, 3rd round of bans, 5th ban coming out, Phantoms.ESports. They take out the Rubik, so they don't want any of their spells stolen. They don't want a Saguchi'd Rubik running around. It's pretty much like a blank. It gives them a lot of opportunity to steal big spells. Can also steal the Living Armor, which may be more the reason they're banning it out actually. Ghost Ship also available, Shackle, Power Shot, Torrent. So a lot of pretty solid spells available to steal, as well as their 5th pick here, still waiting to be discovered what it's going to be. So they take out the Rubik. Pretty quality ban, as NA Meepo pickers definitely needs a support right now. And then they're also on their last ban. Let's see what that's going to be. What does Phantoms need? Like I said, shrouded in ambiguity a little bit here, as Phantom.ESports can do a lot of things. They're going to take out a Gyro, which is another hero that can sort of do everything. He can mid, he can support, he can carry. Maybe banned out here as a potential carry. Weaver offlane, Treant, Windrunner, Gyro lane, Kunkka. I don't know how Gyro actually does against OD in the mid lane. He might not do so bad either with that Flat Cannon Harass. It only costs about 30 mana, so he'd never not have enough to use it. But we'll see.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Dipping into the reserve time now. I guess I'll use a couple more picks to go out. So, Man Up 2.0. We had the round of 64, the round of 32, and the round of 16 played yesterday. I cast 4 of them over at twitch.tv/Southpaw Gaming. It was a lot of fun, a lot of great casts. Some very, very short one-sided games, and also 2 pretty awesome, rather contested games. We saw some good play out of a few teams in that. The round of 8 and the round of 4 kick off tomorrow, July 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So make sure to check that out. I'll be casting it. It's going to be 2 best of 3s as we move to the best of 3 format. The previous rounds were all best of 1 single elimination. So it should be a lot of fun. Check out Man Up 2.0, hosted by Southpaw Gaming. And if you look below my stream, all the links should be there to click on that and check it out. Make sure to watch. It's going to be a lot of fun. And also some giveaways tomorrow. So if you don't have a compendium yet, make sure to check it out. And get ready to have a Twitter account, because I think that's how I'm going to do the giveaways. But look forward to seeing you there as we can again get underway. Spectre here, the 5th pick for Phantoms.ESports. So interesting, that's for sure.
10 seconds remaining.
A carry that can definitely just farm up, be rather defensive. I think they're going to defensive here with the Treant, Windrunner, Spectre, or even offlane Weaver. Windrunner can do that ancient trick that we saw Phonic from Na'Vi doing a couple games ago. I think that was the D2L finals, and it worked out really well for him. Maybe they've been practicing it just to really maximize the levels in a fairly defensive lane, even though they are 2 melees, this Treant and the Spectre. That would really maximize the XP efficiency remaining from their side, but could also just see Windrunner supporting in the bot with the Treant. Weaver off, and Spectre, I don't know. We'll just wait and see. Tired of thinking about it. And then Lena here, the last pick to pretty much go along with the Bane, that Nightmare, into the Light Striker rig. Going to be a pretty strong combo. And like I said, we're going to be remaking this into an all pick, so we'll be bringing you the all pick action here in a second.
Lena.
Alright, getting into the game in just a moment as everyone picks up their heroes here. Since we did remake an all pick, guess I could take a bit of time to talk about the team. So Phantoms.ESports right now, they're 4-1, which seems odd since this is week 7. They're only 4-1. Quite a few games to be played. I think they've got a make-up match or 2. So 4-1 right now. They're only lost to Nexus Gaming. Unfortunately, I don't think they're in CEVO anymore. Had some lineup issues, took 2 forfeits, and I think they dropped out, which is unfortunate as they were a quality team. But Phantoms does have 1 loss to them as they're going into this game. 4 North American Meepo pickers. They are 4-2 right now, so that makes sense. 6 games under the belt going into week 7. So both strong teams here, although I've never seen North American Meepo pickers play. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys are too. But let's get into some introductions. So North American Meepo pickers on the Dire side, and we've got a pause. For those wondering, and the players apparently, he is Asway. I think. I don't know. Quick pause here. Looks like Cruel GG fixing up his bindings. They did move the communication to its own tab under player, which kind of threw me off for a while. I couldn't find it either. Alright, looks like we're finally underway here. The pause is done. Cruel GG able to communicate with his team now as he fixes up his binds. We've got, for the side of North American Meepo pickers on the Dire, Mr. Anderson handling the OD. Gonna go mid lane with this build for sure, and obviously on OD going mid anyways. Fast bottle build. Wasn't pulled those tangos by any of his supports. So a moderately fast battle build as he picks up a Mantle of Intelligence as well. Up with him here in the Dire jungle, looking for the trialing of Phantoms. We've got Zen on that Bane, lots of regen and wards, as well as the whole team actually. So Pickles here on the Lena, Sentries, and Smoke. Cruel GG's.
30 seconds to battle.
Here with a Bass build, picking up a Ring of Protection only in the jungle. A little odd as it doesn't do anything. But he does have the money to buy Bass right away, so maybe the carry will just run that out. Now we've got Nakes here, so Ryan K playing that carry Nakes. Are they going to switch lanes? We'll see what they're doing. They're all still 5 together right now, just looking around. And I believe he took care of the whole team, so yeah, I think everyone is introduced there. And then over to the side of Phantoms.ESports on the Radiant, we've got Hataru's on the support tree and in the bot lane with those sentries, tons of regen. Andrew Riley going off lane on the Weaver. So look for, I don't know, we'll see how he farms early on. Offlane Weaver is a tricky situation. Maybe not, as we see the mids rotating, or supports rotating mid rather. And just Weaver versus Nakes, which goes quite well for Weaver, especially if you play it right and are good like Andrew Riley is. And Unicorn Power here in the bot lane. Standard defensive tri-lane build for a carry. Stout Shield, some tangos, so going to be handling that. Windrunner being played up by Asway here with wards. Looks like maybe throwing another ward down now. The Dire already have one here on the Ancient, so it looks like they maybe put it there because they do think Asway is going to do this, and I want to say I called it in the draft, so yeah, going for that. And Sneaks finally, last but not least, in the mid lane on that Kunkka. And now supports rotating out of mid on the side of Meepo pickers. They go back up to top, taking an attack there from the Weaver. Just running around, hasn't used the sentries. They have a smoke if they want to go back mid pretty shortly. And looks like the off lane is just going to be abandoned right away. Here's that Bass coming out in the Sage's Mask, going to be delivered right up to Cruel GG's. Finishing up that Bass jungle a little bit faster, transition into a Midas build, and let's see, the sentries, yeah, on Lena, so they do have the sentries if they want to kill Andrew Riley, but it's going to be pretty hard, unless they can bait out a Saguchi through a sentry with the Nightmare follow-up into a Light Strike array, they're not going to be able to kill Weaver, and if Andrew Riley is smart, he'll never do that, so I'll be pretty shocked if we see him die unless he gets pretty aggressive right now. And then, yeah, Cruel GG farming up in the mid lane. Curious, very curious actually, how this matchup's going to run out, or play out in the mid lane, Kunkka versus OD. When I saw it in the Man Up tournament yesterday, it was one of those games that was a bit of a stomp, so I don't know if it was completely justified that Kunkka's an amazing counter, but it makes sense. I mean, the Tidebringer, it does 30 damage straight up. I suppose OD is actually a pretty healthy hero in terms of his starting HP, but you can see taking a bit of damage. So 30 plus his attack, which right now, actually never affected by Astral Imprisonment, so about 90 damage every attack. And there is the sentry into the Nightmare as well as the Light Strike array, so everything landing. And Saguchi wasn't used though. Will he get away from that? He will indeed. So he didn't Saguchi into the sentry, so able to Saguchi out, as it's still a very long cooldown at level 1. If you're not careful, you can get picked off, but he hits level 2, picks up that Geminate attack. The Living Armor is being spammed on him. He'll be healed up pretty soon. OD with Rune Control apparently in the mid lane, picking up that DD. Gonna be getting some nice last hits and denies. I don't know why I'm on net worth right now. Stupid helium. But anyway, we've got OD here with 7 last hits compared to Kunkka's 10. So yeah, Kunkka looking like the potential answer to the OD here. And then following up, or rounding up the lanes for Phantoms to talk about this one, we've got Unicorn on the Spectre right now. Very defensive build, as I pointed out a little earlier. Pulling up 1,000 gold right now. Maybe going for a quick minus or just straight into Phase boots, treads. Phase Drums, probably the better choice. Phase Drums, Yasha. Max that Desolate into a Manta. You ult, you kill supports. It's pretty much amazing. And then Asway on the Windrunner, not doing the Ancient stacking apparently like I thought he might. Kind of just running around. He's stacking up the jungle maybe, or just trying to jungle from the hill here. He's only level 1 right now, using Power Shot to get some stuff done. As we see the Bane rotating mid on the side of Meepo pickers, just try to shut down this Kunkka. OD realizing that this is actually a pretty hard lane for him, and he doesn't really want to be here anymore. I'm putting a lot of words in the OD's mouth, but that's probably something close to what he's saying. And then we've got Hataru's doing a lot of jungle pulls here, just chaining up. Chaining, not as fun on a melee. The timing's a little harder, but Hataru's clearly a pro. Even last hits that little ogre there. Get some gold under his belt. Courier already upgraded, maybe some wards on the way, or just a fast level 1 boots in the mid lane, a lot of action. Maybe some more harass going out with the Tidebringer. No mana for Kunkka, but Kunkka don't care. He's got that Tidebringer, does a ton of damage as it's leveled up to level 3 now, so spamming out about 100 damage now. And check the top lane farm. So Andrew Riley didn't have to go back, didn't really lose much XP, despite getting very low from a pretty nice attempted kill by Meepo pickers. He's back in lane, he's healed up fully by Treant's living armor, so I like that. I like the Treant with the Weaver combination, it's really nice. Also, a nice combo is that Treant Night Stalker, Treant Bounty Hunter, anyone that can really dive towers and do a ton of damage. As well as quite mobile. Nice deny there from Ryan. Or was that Andrew? They're similar colors, so it's hard to tell for me.
Dire's middle tower is under an extraordinary
let's see.
amount
Let's
of
Weaver's
stress.
farm out right now. 7 last hits compared to Nake's 18. So Nake's obviously winning the lane thanks to his supports being around and having sentries. A looming threat for the Weaver. He knows he dies easy as he's extremely squishy in the mid lane. Mr. Anderson, about 3/4 health right now. Probably still going to out-level the Kunkka. Let's check. No, Kunkka actually winning the level battles right here, despite the presence from Bane on the side of Meepo pickers. Bane in the mid lane trying to zone out that Kunkka, maybe get a kill. But Kunkka just manning up, level 6. The only thing that makes OD still pretty amazing in this matchup, or any matchup in the mid lane, is that so you can lose the lane, you get less farm, you know, whatever, you're still going to get pretty decent farm. We see him at 22 last hits to Kunkka's 20. It's even. The denies, maybe a couple more in favor of Mr. Anderson here. But the mid never has any mana to gank. He can't Torrent, he can't boat, he can't X marks Torrent, boat. He can't do anything if he gets a rune and rotates to another lane without dropping these Astral Imprisonment stacks. And then also maybe, you know, picking up a regen, that would help him a lot, as he's not going to go bottle. Kunkka obviously doesn't really need it, although it's not terrible. We'll see what he decides to go for as his first item. Looks like he's just picked up Phase Boots, probably going to go right into a Shadow Blade, and then get out of this lane as soon as possible so he can drop these stacks and start ganking around the 12-15 minute mark at this rate with that Shadow Blade. Pretty much what he wants to do. And Zen with excellent rune control up with Mr. Anderson, just making sure he's always there protecting the rune so Kunkka can get it, as he's pretty mobile right now with those Phase Boots. And speaking of Phase Boots, Unicorn Power picking up the same, so team mobility for the moment, including the Weaver, who's already so fast with Saguchi. But Unicorn Power, free farming Spectre seems like bad news to me. It's not a free farming Alchemist, which is great. However, Spectre can just free farm, and actually hold that thought. Maybe some action in the mid lane. We've got a couple over here for both teams. Batrider and a Windrunner, they see each other. Well, actually, Bane probably doesn't. And I think I said Batrider. Bane not seeing the Windrunner. Spectre's gonna ult. Draws first blood. I don't even know where. Kills the Lina in the top lane behind the tower. And that's what happens when you have Desolate maxed. It does 65 bonus damage. So every time... And that goes to the Haunt Illusions, for those that don't know. It's a ton of damage, which is why you max a Desolate. So when you ult, you kill supports. I know I said that earlier, but I didn't really explain it just in case anyone didn't know. It's an amazing build, and it makes Spectre, I think, really fun to play, because you don't have to do anything, especially if you get a free farming lane, and then you get kills. You can KS with your ult. It's almost worth it early on. It's a fairly long cooldown, but not likely to be big engagements. It's a fairly nice escape mechanism as far as ults go. Just, you know, go to the weaker support who's not around or lagging behind the team and can most likely escape, I guess. Okay, maybe that's a little gimmicky, but anyway, it's a great ult to pick up kills. As we see, Unicorn picks up the first blood off of that, has Phase, and has a Midas at 7 minutes and 40 seconds, which isn't even a bad timing anyways, if you'd want to go for it. I hope he doesn't, and I hope he just rushes either a Radiance. Okay, this is going to sound dumb now because there's so many options. A Radiance, a Diffusal, or the Manta Style. The Manta Style is great. because like I just mentioned, actually hold that thought, Zen here with a nice Nightmare onto Unicorn Power with the Light Strike Array. Cool GG is there as well, and they're going to pick up a rebuttal kill, so 1-1 now is the score. Pickles gonna get the revenge there as he kills off Unicorn Power on the Spectre. Maybe time to check into the gold graphs. 1,000 in the lead of Phantoms, or in the favor of Phantoms. Actually, Mr. Anderson with the DD is gonna find Honduras, puts him under, stealing some intelligence. Milton's there, but how much can he really do? Tries to get the Shackle and does get the Shackle. Is that a Living Armor? Yeah, Living Armor. Not enough mana for the Leech Seed, and yeah, not gonna be able to block enough damage. Sending Eclipse dropped. I don't know if that was quite necessary, but I think Milton in a lot of trouble as well. Nice Light Strike Array. 3-1 now for Meepo Pickers with 3 kills in a row within about a minute and 30 seconds. Now Sneaks is there as well. Looks like he'll be able to get away. And Bane will actually kind of affect the Conka a little bit, but once he gets his Lothar, he'll still get his big first hit off. And then Weaver in the top lane, how's he doing? 18 last hits to 42. So Ryan doing a whole lot better. Weaver can maybe assert his position in this lane a little bit more as he knows the supports have rotated bottom. But we'll see what he decides to do. Looks like, yeah, he's just standing in lane right now. Maybe even going to go for a kill here. And yeah, speed is the name of the game. Phase Boots up on the Nakes, the Lifestealer as well, which is still very common. Maybe a little less common as the Orb of Venom, but probably pretty good against the going against the Weaver. So every time he comes in, at least you get a little bit more damage and a little more slow on him. But now with Saguchi level 4, there's pretty much no way, unless the Weaver really gets aggressive on low health with an infest damage kill. But as we see, that already on cooldown, he just went into the jungle, maybe took a creep in lane to heal himself back up. Gonna be hard for Nyx to kill that Weaver one-on-one. For bot right now, for Phantoms, what are they doing? What is Azway doing is what I want to know. It's 10 minutes in, and he's level 3, so that's pretty much not optimal for a Windrunner, as you might imagine. But it looks like he's been stacking up the jungle pretty hardcore. Maybe gonna help Sneaks here kill this, and then get that level 6. Not that level 6 is an important level, really, on Windrunner, but she does need levels in Power Shot, Windrun, and Shackle, not so much her ult. But we'll see what she decides to go for. And OD picks up that region. Not sure where it was, but he picked it up. And the rune control definitely go in the way of OD this game. Thanks a lot to Zen. He's been watching those runes pretty carefully and making sure to get there. So Unicorn Power after death has phase drums at 10 minutes. Really good timing. 63 CS. Most CS in the game. Highest net worth as well. So doing a great job there on the Spectre. But let's pay attention to these supports here. Pickles and Zen rotating into the top lane. They want Andrew Riley. Do they have sentries? The sentry up on Zen right now. The Nightmare, can it go off fast enough? Whoa. Alright, so it does go off fast enough. I thought Saguchi might have been there. The Light Strike Array to follow up. Nature's Prophet, Wrath of Nature as well. But the backtrack, the time lapse, whatever it's called, time lapse is there soon enough. Now the ult from Spectre in. He wants Pickles. Will he TP himself up here? I don't know if he will. Andrew Riley might be able to get the kill though. Looks like he won't be able to. If Spectre went, I think he got the kill, but maybe would have died in the process as well. Either way, a bit of time wasted, the rotation here. They're not stacking, they're not getting any levels, and they might actually die. Yeah, Andrew Riley picking up Pickles with the Saguchi, the Living Armor, almost back to full health. Sneaks even up here. Maybe he wants to go on Ryan here. The Infest is back up, so the Nakes will be a pretty hard kill. Let's see, wards here from the Dire. So they will, I don't know, they don't really matter right now. There's the Infest into a friendly creep. It's not going to die. They can't really do anything. And like I said, with that Infest up, hard to kill that Nakes. Any Nakes who's aware would not have died there. In the bot lane, some pinks coming out, trying to get these farming up. But anyway, action in the top lane. That sentry's still there by the Dire, nightmared up. The boat comes in from Sneaks. Who's it going to hit? Hits a ridge, Nakes, so it doesn't even matter. Sneaks now trying to run out of there. Cruel GG just right-clicking away. Although Weaver doing the same, but having much less of an impact right now. Mr. Anderson showing up as well. Weaver still on the sentry, gets sprouted. I think OD should have turned around. Riley may or may not get away from this. No, definitely not going to get away. Going to go down. Cruel GG actually picks up that kill, and Lifestealer picked up Sneaks a little further down. Looks like around this area, Sneaks died. So a little unfortunate for him, but not unfortunate for North American Meepo pickers. They're finding themselves sitting pretty cozy at 5-2, taking over that gold lead. It's about a 2k gold swing in the last, let's say, 5 minutes, and XP about the same story. So North American Meepo pickers playing that nice early game. The only concern for them is that the Spectre here getting a pretty farmed up. Phase boots at 10-minute mark, and now 1,000 gold. On top of that, going to probably be working towards the Manta, because I don't know if I finished it earlier. The Manta Illusions, Desolate works on them. So you haunt, you find a support, you go to them, you pop, or even a carry for that matter. You pop that Mansa style, the illusions will all do bonus 65 damage flat off of that Desolate, so it's a ton of burst single target damage if they're alone. Which is why Manta's a good item on her. She's also good built tanky just because of the nature of Dispersion. Yeah, who keeping 1 point at level 1. That's about all you need. A hero kind of like PA, you just get 1 in that evasion, 1 in dispersion, max the other abilities because they are quite a bit better. And the scaling isn't incredible on dispersion or blur, I think it's called for PA, so probably the thought process there with that ability. But into the mid lane, looks like we got a bit of a party. OD picked up that Invisor in top, so Rune controlled the name of the game for Mr. Anderson right now. His supports are there, the Courier delivering out some wards, maybe actually the Soul Ring there for Zen. Pickles is around. OD gets in range of the tower, so Mr. Anderson spotted out as Treant and Kunkka here sitting in the mid lane. Pinks come out as Unicorn Power pushing that bot tower, getting it down to 280 health. Cruel GG throws out. Wow, he was infested with Nyx, so Nyx is showing up to the party as well. Unicorn kind of thought a little while about that. Okay, nice. It goes down the ramp, goes up the hill. Thought a while about throwing that dagger. Or maybe he was not worried about Prophet, thought he could kill. The Nyx pops out, throws the dagger, gives you uninhibited motion over any sort of terrain, so throws it, runs down the river, then up the cliff. So pretty smart play there to escape. Still 5-2, no kills. Maybe in the mid lane though, Boat, Overgrowth, nice combination there. The OD is going to go down. There was a TP from Pickles with the haste ring, but not fast enough. But off of that, maybe just going to push the bot lane. Cruel GG has gone back to base, 15 seconds. He can TP bot. Bane and Nyx are down there right now. But it could be hard if they don't have enough damage to take down this tower. Living Armor will save it, and then delay the push, and it will be healed back to full. Okay, Bane actually just going to go top, get some levels. He's level 6, so he's got all he needs. I haven't seen a Fiend Grip use yet. And I really hope so. Aquila on Andrew Riley, I really hope he's, I don't know, not going to go for Lincolns, because if you don't get a Lincolns around the 18-minute mark at best, or pre-20, pre-22 minutes, I don't know, I'm just making up numbers now, but it's not really that good, because it's not a whole lot of damage. Although, did they really need it this game? Not really, actually. Lincolns could not be so bad pre-30, as they don't need a large source of damage from this Weaver. They've got the Kunkka, he's going to be doing a lot, also going phase drums. And then the Spectre going to be doing a lot of damage as well. So they got 2-3 carries, a bit of redundancy. Even Windrunner can get some damage later on after winning some team fights. If Asway here could find any levels, he's level 5 right now, just trying to jungle Windrunner. Decided not to do the Ancient stacking for some reason. There's the first range grip of the game. Gonna go on Kunkka in the mid lane. TP support coming in. That's gonna be Treant. So Hataru shows up. Cruel GG as well. So tree on tree action right now. It's so hot. Lena watching from the back. But anyway, Torrent goes out into a boat. Astral Imprisonment saves a lot of damage from, I don't know who's under there. Cruel GG. Hataru's Overgrowth to escape. Gonna live through the Sendi's Eclipse, but no, goes down. So Pickles, proving Lena hotter than tree on tree action. Gets another kill. Shackle goes off, nothing to land on. Power Shot gonna miss as well. So looks like Mr. Anderson gonna get away from that. Who picks up a kill? It was 5-2 going into that. Now it's 6-4. So it looks like Phantoms picked up 2. North America only got 1 kill there. So going the way of Phantoms a little bit in the mid lane. Actually, I think the kill came before that with the Overgrowth boat a little earlier in the mid lane in this area. And it looks like Mr. Anderson going to be going for a mech. Yeah, maybe it's time to look into people's item builds right now. Not Windrunners. That's not much going on there. Nor on Tree. He's got an urn, so some more early heal with the Leech Seed and the Living Armor, as well as an urn with charges. Aquila here on Riley, maybe going for some split push. Won't be surprised if I see a Desolator first out of him. More minus armor. Going to be good to burst down the snakes. OD as well, and then even better for pushing. Take towers down so fast. Spectre. Drums. Tons of gold. I think he's going Radiance. He's getting pretty close. He's about 1,400 off right now. But as I say that, maybe if he gets killed in this gank, he'll second guess his choice to go Radiance. 6, 5, 4. Kind of too fast. 3, 2, 1. Anyway, Overgrowth. Oh, sorry. Fiend's Grip coming out pretty soon. Pops the Nightmare to keep him there. Fiend's Grip going to go off as well. But 2 TPs are coming in. Laguna Blade. Everything thrown out to get Unicorn. Fiend's Grip goes out. Not even needed right now. As Nature's Wrath going to pick off that kill. Eclipsed here. Astral Imprisonment is Riley. The X goes out. The Torrent onto Cruel GG. Going to land the boat combo as well. Sneaks. No stranger to the Kunkka, apparently. Mad plays here. Hataru is with the Overgrowth. Not going to be stuck in that Sprout as Sneaks. He continues chasing. This is going to be the death of an OD to even it up. It's going to be 7-7, 8-7. Someone else dying on the background as Andrew Riley continues to chase. Looks like he took out OD further back. Spectre getting the Bane. Well, no, OD died there, Bane died there, but the kills went to the people who weren't next to those heroes, so whatever. Anyway, so 8-7 now, Phantoms with a really nice fight, and I think a buyback. Let's check the buyback menu. Yep, buyback there from Unicorn just to keep this push alive. Still have all, well, they don't have the top tier 1 tower on Phantoms, but TPing to the bot tower, able to keep the push. Get one, I think this tower was already down, but they get one, maybe 2 towers out of that. Yeah, tower was already down. So they get in tower, tier 2, as well as winning that team fight rather convincingly. They pick up again. It was 6-4 in favor of North America Meepo Pickers. Now it's 8-7. So 4 kills for 1 in the last couple of minutes. Check the graphs to reflect that, and boom, there it is. So we see a 4K, almost 5K gold shift, XP even more so from 2K to 2K. No, 4K actually, about the same. So game now going in favor of Phantoms, that's for sure. Windrunner Wishy around for those kills up to level 7 finally. But still probably the lowest level in the game. A little bit ahead of Lena and Bane. So that's going to be Pickles and Zen. So Asway just a little bit ahead, but all the same level. Treant next, that's going to be Hotaroos. Then we got a whole big block of level 11s, and then 12 and 12 for the 2 carries, Nakes and Spectre. And the last hit chart, 124, 110, 98, 60 are our leading last hits from Spectre, Nakes, Nature's Prophet, and OD. So everyone doing a pretty decent job as it's pre-20 minutes. We've got 2 heroes over 100, Nature's Prophet just at 100, and there's been a fair amount of action and roaming recently. So I'd say pretty good farm so far this game, but maybe about time to switch over to the net worth graph. We've got Spectre at 8.5k, Nakes at 7.2, Nature's Prophet, 6.5, Kunkka at 6, and the last 2 cores rounding up the bottom are going to be OD at 5.4 and Weaver at 4.7. So that's how that's rounded out. And we can see the gold advantage obviously in favor of Phantoms right now with that Spectre at 8.5k. But still a pretty close game, very contested. Only 8-7. Not the biggest lead for either side right now, but Phantoms marginally ahead as it stands. Let's see, they've got 2 towers to 1. A tier 1 and a tier 2, so some nice money going that way. Maybe a push or a team fight looking to break out in the mid lane. OD and Bane, they're still over here. We see Pickles rotating into the top. Can't really do anything against Unicorn Power, who, yeah, has the Radiance. It's going to be a little bit post 20 minutes, but that's a very clothed Radiance. Everyone likes to say naked Radiance, so I'm saying it's a clothed Radiance. He's got phase boots and Drum of Endurance, as well as a magic wand before that at 20 minutes. It's pretty decent timing, as we can see. He's got around 140 CS. Are the Ancients being stacked up? Cruel GG going on Milton right now. Although Cruel immediately shackled to the tree. However, he brought back up. The Lunago Blade goes out. The Light Striker Ray barely lands. The boat goes off in the background from Sneaks. Sneaks doing a lot of damage. Everyone getting pretty low. Pickles and Zen, they're hurting right now. The Spectre ult was there as well. Spectre has come into the fight, picks up a double kill, imprisoned right now after the double kill. Shackle shot again lands from Asway. Zen now going to drop triple kill for Unicorn Power. This is not what you want to happen when you're playing against the Spectre. Ultra kill for Unicorn Power right now. Could it be a Rampage? He goes up the hill. Doesn't look like it might. Maybe going back in. He wants it. He's hungry. He wants the Rampage. He goes back in off the cliff. But will he die instead? Back up the cliff. Back up the cliff. Turn around. You got it. The armlet toggle is out, so it looks like the armlet is available for Ryan right now. Oh, gonna play it safe instead of trying to get that YOLO Rampage. So Unicorn Power with an ultra kill. Hotaroos picks up another kill, and I believe only a couple died there. 1 died, so a 5-for-1 trade coming out at the 21-minute mark. The Radiance is done. I don't know if it was there for that fight. It looks like the Courier already cozy back at base, and the speed cooled off. Maybe it was there for that fight. He ults in. That's how he got all those kills. That would explain it. Healed back to full already from the Treant Living Armor. Gonna go right back to farming. OD TP's top. He's got a mech. And that's about all we can really speak of for OD right now. Not the most amazing OD game for sure, but he was laned against Kunkka, and Kunkka, a hero that obviously does quite well against OD. And then now the Spectre maybe getting out of control. Unicorn Power 8, 2, and 3 right now, 150 CS, tons of items. Just to recap, Drums phase, Radiance, 22 minutes, good job. Shadowblade, 1200 away is Sneak, so another big core item for him. Asway, it looks like he's maybe just working towards a pipe as he picks up that hood, or cloak, yeah, building that into a hood. Haru's mana boots, getting into a mech. Let's see, unicorn power. We already looked at your items. Sneaks. I think we covered about all of Phantoms there. OD with the mech, with the treads. Cruel GG just finished up that Desolator, so picking up that Deso now. Gonna be doing a bit of damage. If he's not focused down, he is a pretty large right-click potential source, but likely Spectre and or Weaver gonna go ahead and focus that, or all of them actually. 4 damage dealers, kind of 4 cores really on the side of Phantoms. Gonna be focusing that Nature's Prophet if they find him doing a lot of damage. But someone that also will need some focus is gonna be this Nakes. He's got the Armlet Phase Drums. Orb of Venom working towards a Basher here with that Javelin. Then we got Pickle still playing hard sport, boots 1. Brazier for some tanking up. Who's imprisonment? Tid. I think it's going to be Unicorn. Oh, no, it's not. Andrew Riley in the top lane, but he time-lapses that. Now he's going in, maybe. The dust goes out, and then ult from Unicorn Power comes to the top lane. They turn this fight around easily. The mech goes out, but it's just on him. It's not going to be enough. Unicorn Power picks up a double kill, so that's 6 in a row at least for Unicorn Power right now. Have to see his next kill, what killing spree status he's at right now. About to go Godlike and 1 more kill. Or no, wait, that's unstoppable. Godlike's 9. Whatever. He'll be there soon enough at this rate. Lasted in that tower tier 1 now, so game getting out of control. Yeah, I expected actually a slightly larger gold lead than that, but around 7.5k right now. 8, 10k XP, winning those team fights with XP graph, really telling the story. Technically approaching big comeback status for North American Meepo pickers as they're losing towers left and right, as well as the team fights. OD not having that impact that we normally see or expect. And going into TI3, I think a lot of us thought OD was going to be, he probably still will be, pretty popular a pick ban, but we've seen a couple playstyles emerge. You know, the Razor Treant combo against him works pretty well. Razor in the mid lane, Treant somewhere else with the living armor. Works well in Razor's favor, but I think OD still going to have a bigger impact in that game with going against that Razor. The Kunkka, however, either Kunkka SD mid lane against an OD, try to get that kill. Not sure how fast the animation on Astral is, if it makes it really hard to line up after the Torrent. But it could be a good combo, or Kunkka alone, especially paired with the Treant, seemed to work phenomenally well this game, that's for sure. And the last game I cast in the Man Up yesterday worked quite well. But anyway, items. Andrew Riley is going for that Lincolns as they've got big damage sources, especially with the game that suddenly emerged here. Spectre picking up that Ultra Kill, maybe somewhat unexpectedly, but the Radiance into the Ultra Kill. Mass Farm almost has the Manta now, so definitely going for the Manta. It's a strong item choice, but Weaver doesn't need the damage right away. Going to go Lincolns for some survivability. Top that on top with the Treant armor. It's going to be really hard to bring him down. Sneaks has finished up the Shadow Blade, got boots of his own. Hodder is working towards the mech. And Milton here, Asway, picking up that 4-staff pretty soon, it looks like, with that item progression. Cruel GG's, where are you at? You got that Desolator, trying to do work with that. Midas as well for a long time. Mr. Anderson still sitting on the mech. Basher Armlet now finished up along with the Orb of Venom phase. Drums for Ryan K. Pickles still quite poor. Finally picking up a magic stick, latest magic stick of Dota 2. But it's still going to help her out a lot. And then finally Zen on the Bane. Soul Ring, that's about it. He got off to a pretty solid start. Picked up the Soul Ring not very late. 3 deaths on him, having a pretty decent game. Doing as much as he can with that Fiend's Grip. In the mid lane, Astral X goes out. That must be Kunkka under there, so we couldn't lay the Torrent. Indeed, it is. But Anderson, I think, in trouble. He's got Astral in 5, taking a bit of damage. Laguna Blade goes out onto Sneaks, doesn't do a whole lot. The bow comes in. It's going to land on Pickles up on top of the cliff, but that spreads Kunkka's rum on anyone on the Radiant side, so a whole lot of damage reduction for the moment. The Desolate, a ton of damage coming out. Unicorn is now godlike, so it looks like that prediction was correct. The Fiend's Grip from Zen goes off, immediately bursts it down. Maybe not immediately enough. The Manta pops out. The triple Desolate going on Ryan K. And a bit of trouble. Andrew Riley as well chasing the bugs. Latch. No, they don't latch. Even with the Spectral Dagger slowing him down. And Shackle goes out, but no trees that close to the throne. So not going to latch. But another tower, more map control, and more kills for Unicorn Power. So Phantoms, again, very much in control of this game. Playing a solid game as well. And I really like their picks going up against this OD. It's kind of shut them down. As you can see, the gold graph 12, 13k right now, as well as XP 15k, and they're working towards this tier 3. They're hurting it down. They've got 5 seconds before everyone respawns, and even if they respawn, Spectre's big. I don't know how much they can actually do. Shackle goes out to buy some time. Forsyth not finished yet. This could be the death of Azway. Looks like it will be. Wrath of Nature going to take him out, and now after that, they got to retreat. I don't know what Azway was thinking. There's nothing to shackle to over there. Maybe another hero further back, and they feed the courier as well, so getting a little sloppy right after I said you're doing a great job this game. Probably still true. Whoa, cancel TP. Maybe backing on this as the high ground advantage. The ult goes out doing a ton of damage. Pickles is dead. Zen almost dead as well. Boat goes out, going to take out OD. Now who's left? Getting pretty low there. Bane drops over there. Near his ramp up to his tier 3 and sneaks low on the other end. Looks like the living armor going to save him up. Going to jungle up. Does he got money? Don't want to suicide here, but maybe if he buys it, just suicide, go back to base. Not really worth it at 28 minutes though, because you're going to be dead for a while. And Nakes, that's who the last hero who's pretty low. Infested up. Unicorn Power maybe in trouble. Pops the Manta. Now I think Ryan is in trouble. Cruel GG gonna go down. And now the Spectre is just out of control. Ryan's dead. Too much burst damage. The GG is called. 28-minute, 38-second GG. Well played, Phantoms. They're going 5-1. Looking like a playoff team, so we'll see a whole lot more of them as Season 2 continues for Civo. North American Meepo pickers. They did look pretty solid. Maybe a bit of an, I don't know, I don't want to say a bit of an outdraft, but the Conga vs. OD matchup I think was very key here for Phantoms, as well as maybe a fight that North American Meepo pickers shouldn't have taken near the Radiant Ancients, where Unicorn Power on the Spectre picked up that Ultra kill. But anyway, that was your Week 7 game for Civo. Maybe bringing you a couple more. Man Up Tournament is tomorrow starting at 7. Twitch.tv/SouthpawGaming. Thanks for watching. I'm Helium from FMBP Dota. Twitch.tv/FMBP Dota. Subscribe to that. Got plenty of other links below for you guys to check everything out. Thanks for watching. Here's your score screen. Enjoy.